Today, we're going to dive into using giveaways to promote your brand, how to get started with Instagram, and why sometimes you just need to ignore the numbers. Take it away, Wendy.
We should talk about the whole experience from the moment you leave your house and go to that place to the whole thing. All those little things, I think it should be taken into consideration when you write a review.
Hey there, I'm Jason Loxton, and this is Makin. We're all about helping you serve your fans, grow your income, and get the most out of your blog. Part of being a successful blogger is crafting your style and being visible across several platforms. Today's guest is going to help us discover how. She is a lifestyle and travel blogger with a weakness for food. With experience working with major social media platforms and many different brands, she loves to help the hospitality industry promote everything they have to offer and share it with her loyal readers and followers. Today, she is coming to talk about how she's used Instagram, Facebook, and email lists to grow her brand. I can't wait to talk to today's guest, Wendy Abdulmesih, founder and blogger at Your Helpful Foodie. Wendy, welcome to Makin Bacon.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm really excited to dive into more about how you've used the various platforms to expand your brand. But first, I always like to start with, what is it like around your dinner table on a typical day?
Oh, there's nothing about typical. Every night it's something different. And even though I'm Venezuelan with Arabic roots, every night and every lunch I try to cook something different. But a normal, let's say normal night, it's a healthy dinner. It could be chicken with rice and salad and something like that.
And so you run Your Helpful Foodie. Can you talk a little bit about your blog and what type of content you cover?
Yes. So I started already on my third year. I started only as a food blogger because with food, I believe that you're tasting the culture and different things from different country or places, right? So I started writing reviews on those popular places, ads and apps. And then I noticed that it was just an app and I saw people liking and, loving what I wrote and being helpful, for them. It will make sense. I wasn't just writing about the taste of that chicken that I had. I wrote a little bit more as a single mom. I even took into consideration how much the plate cost, or if the parking was free or not. So since I started writing there, I decided why not to create a blog, and that's how I started. I created my own website and I started writing for my website. And then, of course, you have to have the social media. And then I enter into that world. But then Your Helpful Foodie open up and become a lifestyle blog because the same way people were liking what I was writing about food, they also liked everything else. So that's a little bit how everything started.
I like how you took something, like food reviews, which a lot of different people do, but then you start putting your own spin on it and your own kind of style of, as a single mother or as exploring the different cultures of the world. And based on that kind of mindset, it sounds like found it pretty easy to expand into other areas outside of just the food aspects, that when people were coming to you to get tips and tricks for single mothers, they were also interested in things beyond just, what the appetizer tastes like.
Exactly, because I think a review, either on an application or in your own website, it has to be overall. I mean, I'm not just a food critique that only is going to talk about the food, like I said before. We should talk about the whole experience from the moment you leave your house and go to that place to the whole thing, because honestly, I have had this type of experience. The parking was expensive, traffic to get there. I mean, it was a hassle. But then you enter to this place and you have such a wonderful time, and the food is amazing, and sometimes all the way around, right? But all that things, all those little things, I think it should be taken into consideration when you write a review for yourself or any other brand.
Yeah, there's so much that goes into it, and I think you're doing a service by telling your fans what to expect. Like, there's a restaurant near us that my wife and I really enjoy, but they have really, really, really slow service. So we go there on like a Friday at 4 when we have nothing to do the rest of the day. And it's just, we can go there and sit and relax. You know, we're not going to go there before we are going to a show or meeting friends later that we're on a deadline, or it's frustrating and a really bad experience. But if we know what we're getting into, you're like, okay, yeah, you know, the parking is horrible, or the food, you know, the service can be slow, but you know what you're getting into. So it's a lot easier to kind of, it doesn't bother you as much because you're aware of it.
Exactly. There's nothing perfect. So you just need to play around it.
Yep. Still looking for the restaurant with the perfect experience and the perfect food and the perfect low price, right?
No.
And so you're in Miami, and so you have access to a lot of different cuisines down there. What have you enjoyed exploring the most?
Indian. Indian, it's my favorite type of food, and wow, I just love it. Thank God here in Miami we have a big variety, and not just in Miami, also a little bit up north, Fort Lauderdale, the Broward area. We also have a good variety. Actually, I still have a list of places that I haven't been able to get to go and try. But Indian, it's my favorite type of food. When we go there, it's just, Indian for me means everything, because it's a food that you eat and enjoy, not just the taste, but the flavor, the for your mouth, your nose, all your senses are involved in the Indian food, and the culture, you know, says it all. Very colorful.
Yeah, I think that Indian food tends to have a lot more complexity, I think, to it than a lot of, especially standard American food. There's a lot more spice combinations and different things happening in the flavor profile, which I've always really enjoyed.
Exactly. I mean, I enjoy everything. Anyone that knows me knows that I like everything and try new things and enjoy the other ones that I'm used to it. But Indian is like, it's my favorite, and here we have a very good options, from the fancy places to the hidden gems, and those are the best.
Yeah, the hidden gems always tend to be hidden gems for a reason.
Exactly.
So you were doing a lot of work around, like you were saying, about restaurants and reviews, and then that started branching out some. What areas started to become more successful that you've really used to grow your blog?
Well, Miami, like you said before, we have an extensive market with different people with different taste, and the same thing goes with the restaurants. So right before coronavirus, I was going to different restaurants and trying their food, showing my followers and friends what was my experience, not just with pictures, but also with my opinion on each one of them. And that's exactly how I see how they like it or not. What I used to do back then, it was just go to the place, try their food, and show my experience to my followers. Now, and for the past 2 months, actually, I was helping those places that I've been to, plus the places that I have not been able to, helping them out during this crisis. And what I did was showing whatever content I had. I did many giveaways where I did earn anything. Like I did all this for free just because I wanted to help the community, my community. And I did that not only with restaurants, with other brands and companies too. But with restaurants, what I did is I did many giveaways, and I did like a series of 4 Instagram lives where I had different business and restaurants owner and chefs talking about what are they offering during this crisis. You know, that we had the takeout option, delivery options, and all that. So I helped them through that, doing that through my website and my social media.
Where did you, you said you were doing some giveaways and stuff. Where did you kind of promote those, and how did you get those in front of your fans?
So, for example, I don't remember exactly how many, but let's say I did one with a place that it's also all crepe, right? So what I did is we gave out $30 gift certificate for whenever the winner get it. I created a beautiful post, and the options were, if you follow the crepe maker, your helpful foodie, like this picture and tag all your friends and family, you will enter to win. I left that for a week, even though I shared it only on Instagram. The giveaway was on Instagram, but I shared it on all my social media platforms like I always do. I also posted on my website. And I also sent it by email to my email subscribers. So a week after, we got a winner, and she got a $30 gift certificate, and she went and grabbed, her food, picked it up, obviously.
Nice. So to enter, people just have to tag you on Instagram. Is that what you were saying?
No, tag me, no, because it was already my picture, right?
Okay, yeah.
So what they do is they click like. So they click like on the picture. They follow me. They follow the restaurant. And then they tag. Let's say I'm going to tag Jason, and I'm going to tag Maria, and I'm going to tag my mom. And the more they tag, the more options they have to win. Right. And then randomly on a Friday night, there's many websites where you can just put a list of all the people that you want to enter on that giveaway, and then they shuffle the name, and randomly they choose one.
That's a great way to work with some, like you were saying, restaurants, but pretty much anyone that has shared interests with your brand. It'd be a really good way to kind of combine your audiences and get something out to a larger audience than you would on your own, probably.
Exactly. It's like I always have said, and that's how I work. That's my motto with everything. We all have to win. Okay, so in this case, restaurant won exposure, okay, and a few followers. The customer won a $30 gift certificate, and your helpful foodie won not just the satisfaction, but also a few followers.
I think that's a great way to approach working with brands. A lot of people, I think, look at them and say, I'd like to work with them for, a few $100s, or, you want to work with them to benefit yourself. But if you really view it from this mindset of how can I help them and what are they looking for that I can really contribute to them, you can find some things like you're working on that are really helping all the parties involved. And that's a lot easier pitch to somebody than saying, I'll give you a little bit of exposure for $500. If you come up with a custom message, I feel like it's a lot easier to get in the door.
Exactly. I mean, how would I even think about asking for money during this past 2 months when the entire world was going through a crisis? So for me, it was just, I was like, I need to do something to help them out. And it's my community. I mean, I did that with the place where I go and have burgers and French fries. I did that with a friend of mine that she has a small business where she creates a charcuterie board. It's a box with all cheeses, and it's beautiful. So I did that with her too. I mean, it's an exposure, and you're giving also the people at home an incentive to, let me play, let me see. And the satisfaction that I always feel when, thank God, so far, all the winners that I've randomly chosen, they always tells me the same thing. Oh my God, Wendy, yes, it's the first time I win something. And I'm like, oh, good. I was the one.
People get so excited over giveaways, especially when they win. I've got a lot of the same responses too, that they're so excited that they won a book for the first time, or, of course, they've never done that before.
Also, you have to, I mean, you should not have to, but you should believe in karma. Listen what happened to me the past Friday. I participated in a giveaway because I'm also helping, my friends, my blogger friends. And this friend of mine, she created a giveaway. I participated and I won. Okay, I won the giveaway, and she tells me, "Okay, Wendy, on Monday, because it's a day off, I'm gonna pass by and give you your gift." And she drove like almost an hour and under the rain with her baby, and she came. While she was driving, I was doing my giveaway that I had a giveaway with a bracelet with a brand that I was working with. Also, the same thing, helping the brand. Guess who won the bracelet? The same friend that I got the gift from. So look at what's karma, I got her gift and she got my gift.
That's awesome. It's good that she was already on the way too.
Yeah.
Didn't find out when she was already back home. It would have to turn around.
I know.
I think it's good too at this time trying to figure out ways that you can work with different brands. Like you're saying, even from a not feeling comfortable taking money standpoint, a lot of these restaurants and, hotels or places that a travel blogger would work with and lifestyle blogger don't have any money to spend on things. And these are ways that you can, find promotions that work well for you and work well for them, and that they are looking forward to getting some new people in the door, to promoting that they are still open during this time. And I think it's a good way to look at the companies you want to work with and say, what type of work can they do right now, and how can I kind of provide a service to them to help them move forward still.
Don't get me wrong, my goal is to have my blog as my full-time job, which is not. and hopefully have restaurants and all type of brand like hotels too, to monetize 100% my blog. But you don't get to the second floor at once. You go step by step. And I think I'm getting on the process of having them to know me and know my work, and then giving them my trust, and then we'll take it from there, hopefully, if it works. And if not, in the meantime, I'm doing something that I really like.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to approach it is, try to find places that you really believe in, working with them to show them what you can do and to get exposure for yourself. But also you're still really serving your fans by having these giveaways and, things that they can participate in, but you're showing these brands what you can do. And then in the future, it'll be very easy for you to reach out to other brands and say, here's what I did for this place and what I did for this place. I want to do something similar for you as well. What are you finding that as a travel and lifestyle blogger, with everything's been on hold a lot, how else are you finding that hotels and restaurants are interested in working with people right now?
They will start opening slowly. And in Florida, they're opening from North to South Florida. So it's regular. Restaurants, ever since this started, they did most of them, not every restaurant, most of them did takeout and delivery. And restaurants were practically desperate, and I understand, to reach out to influencers, bloggers, and the community, the way to tell people that here we are, we're here, we're open, and we are doing. So what most of the bloggers did was helping, telling the world what's happening. So we have this brewery and it's open for business at this time. So we were the voice for these restaurants. And then big companies also helped out these restaurants doing many fundraisers. And this helped them out also because we are talking about a complete shutdown. We had many families working on the restaurant. It's not just the owners, obviously. And of course, we had bad things going on. Like, there were a lot of rumors that, the delivery guys took away the food and the delivery companies took 30%. I mean, there's always the negative part. But people like me, what we did is concentrate on the positive and what we needed to do, which is inform people what you can do to help the restaurants. Oh, there were even restaurants at the beginning that they were selling the food that they had in the fridges because regular grocery stores didn't have enough food. So even if you had money and you wanted to buy, meat or rice or whatever, you could have gone to the restaurant, help the restaurant, and that way you can get what you needed, which we didn't have at the grocery back at the moment.
I love the creative ways that the different restaurants are being involved. I had mentioned to you that I'm in Brooklyn, and we have a lot of the same things, that a lot of the restaurants are open for, foot traffic and for takeout and selling, beers and basically to-go cups with a lid on it and trying to get rid of a lot of the inventory that they have.
There's a taco place that they did build your own margarita. So, and remember, we had May 5th, Cinco de Mayo passed. So they had that. Then here we also have many farmers market that they were closed, but the produce is there. So what they did is they specified a certain time where people can go and pre-order a basket of fruits and vegetables, and you just get in line. They put it in your car, and you prepaid it with credit card. So depending on what was or is your business, people always accommodate, And that's what we do. We just need to be safe, and we'll pass through this.
You had mentioned that you relied some on your email list, your mailing list, to get the word out about your giveaways and other things. How have you went about building up a email list?
I love my social media accounts in every single platform, but my website and my email subscription, it's totally mine. It's totally Your Helpful Foodie. It's the direct connection that I have with the audience, because I get the email from someone that wants me to add it to the email. So wants to hear and read the news, the latest that I have for them. And with time, what I started to do is I use the social media accounts to tell people, look, I have an emailing list. This is how you can subscribe. Some people are computer and techie, and they know how to click here and click there and put their email. Some people are not, so I will make it easier for them. I will tell them, send me a message, a direct message, give me your email, I will add you, don't worry. As soon as I have your permission, that's fine, it works. And things like that. So that's how I use social media. Then I used with my friends, whenever I meet someone in a networking event or simply on class or whatever, I always ask them, look, can I add you to my emailing list? And most of the time they're fine with that, and that's how it happens.
I really liked your concept of on social media of saying, hey, I have this mailing list. If you want to be a part of it, you can follow this link and fill out a form. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just DM me,
Exactly.
And you're talking to them on a platform that they're comfortable on, and you're not making them go to something new and try to, click things and communicate a link to them. Just send me your okay and I'll get you taken care of.
Yes. And I have learned that there's nothing wrong with asking for favors. There's nothing wrong to ask your coworker, hi, can I have your email to add you to my emailing list? I mean, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? That he says no, or that he says yes, because this have happened to me, that he says yes, you add him to your mailing list, you send the first email, and then he unsubscribes. Well, it is what it is. It doesn't matter. That doesn't mean that he doesn't like you, or it's just that your content is not relevant to them. But that's fine. That's why it's so hard and to build it up, but not impossible. And that goes, I think, with everything, and with social media, with the numbers. At the beginning when I started, and I'm sorry that I go with something different, but I want to just say this because that's something that I have been through, and I got it now. And I know that a lot of bloggers are going through this. You are affected by numbers, and we shouldn't be, either for your social media, your website traffic, your email subscriptions, whatever we have. As long as we have more than one person, you need to know that that person is there to listen, to hear, or see, or watch, or enjoy your content. And that's what I concentrate into. So that's why I ask my followers, you wanna send me your email, and they'll send it or not. And if yes, perfect, I will add them. The last thing I did, and this happened yesterday, actually, that's another tip and technique. I'm taking a class online with a group of 14 people, right? So we created, the teachers created a WhatsApp group. And I said to myself, it doesn't hurt if I ask them for their email address to add them to my mailing list. Guess what? 90% of them gave me their email address. Did it hurt me? No. So you see, there's nothing wrong to try.
Yeah, I think it's a good point you make to, you should ask people. And I think as bloggers, especially, we are worried that, each page has, 2 call outs to our mailing list on it or something. And we might also have one in the sidebar, and we're just probably overwhelming our readers with, requests to be on the mailing list. And 90% of the people that go to your site probably don't notice a single one of those. They aren't as hyper aware of everything on our site as we are. And so, you do have to kind of hammer home, like, if you want to be on my mailing list, here's an opportunity. You want to be on it? Here's an opportunity. And sometimes you're like, oh, they must be so sick of this. And then,
I know.
they turn to you like, oh, I didn't know you had a mailing list. And you're like,
Uh-huh.
I've been telling you this for the last 2 months and you haven't realized. Like, but it's just, there's so much that slips by everybody because it's just not important to them to pay attention to every, small detail on our websites like it is for us. So you have to keep telling people again and again, and in a non-pushy way, but let them know about it. And when they're interested, they might sign up. And maybe they're not interested today, but 2 months from now, after they've been following you on social media more, interacting with your content, it might be right for them then. So if you don't bring it up again, they might never even remember 2 months ago.
And remember, not everyone will see that time that you ask for it. So that's why you need to be constant in that, but not pushy, like you said. So what I do in my case, I'm always asking for something on my social media. I'm always asking either help me out and share my content with your friend. Send me your email list. Are you following me on Instagram? Are you following me on Pinterest? Are you following me here? I'm always asking for something. Oh, I just posted a new picture. Give me some love. Always something, but it's never the same.
Yep.
It's like raising a kid. You keep on with the same song, but you just alternate. At the end, you're always teaching them.
I really like your point that you made about not trying to get caught up in the numbers. That you can always find someone with more followers and more traffic than you have and be upset that you don't have that. But you can also find people that have less than what you have and feel good about what you have. If you have these people that are there to listen to what you have to say, to read the content that you're putting out, to interact with you, that's what really matters. And if you focus on those people, you'll attract new followers over time, where if you're just chasing those numbers, you're not going to get the type of people that really care about you and your brand and the type of things that you stand for.
Definitely, Jason. The last thing I noticed was actually when I did this giveaway I told you about with my friend. She gave me a box, a beautiful cheese box, and I was promoting her, but I killed two birds with one stone. I promoted that, I did a giveaway, and I did it when I reached my 5,000 followers on Instagram. So that was the post. It was a nice post with her things and two balloons that says the number 5 and the letter K. That's when I noticed how many people are enjoying my content, because I post, and not necessarily if you saw the picture you will put like, but you saw it and you liked it. It's just that you didn't click like. But when I posted that, you have no idea how many people wrote to me, congratulations, I love your content. And they were not my cousin and mom. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there are definitely people there caring and watching for you. So why do I care? I mean, yes, I would love to have 10 and 50 and 1,000,000 of followers, but happy with the 5,000 I have, because I know that they're watching and enjoying what I'm doing. And I'm investing my time in doing this, and they appreciate it. So that for me, it's simply beautiful. And when people tell me, "Oh my God, Wendy, thank you," I mean, there's no major satisfaction than that. Or when someone texts me, "Wendy," like this weekend, a friend of mine, not a friend, and someone I know, she texted me that she wanted to have a nice dinner, outdoor dinner in a restaurant. So I gave her a couple of options, and I said, obviously, you need to call, because I don't know how's the situation of the restaurants, specific restaurants now, but you should call. Right before coronavirus, I have another follower asking me, and this was the best, when he asked me, "Wendy, I need 2 or 3 recommendations of restaurant where I will propose to my girlfriend." I was like, oh, I almost cried. I was like, oh my God. So yeah.
No pressure at all on you there, right?
No. Oh my God. But they trust you. And again, it's not the quantity, it's the quality. And I love and appreciate my quality.
I love being able to reach out to my followers and interact with them in non-content ways. My wife does a lot of traveling for work, and so a lot of times, because I'm a food blogger, I work from home. I can work from anywhere, so I'll go on vacation while she's working
Nice.
remotely. But I'll put in like my Facebook group and say, okay, I'm going to be in Houston. Where should I eat? Where should I drink? And everyone, I'm like, I know this isn't a sous vide post. It's not part of our network, but like, let me know what you should do. And then I get back, 50 different recommendations, and I touch, check back in afterwards and tell them how my experience was. And it's a great way to like interact with them and bond with my readers. It's not just me posting a recipe and them, reading it.
Yes, last trip we went actually to Chicago, and as I was posting, I was there and I was posting as much as I could because we also want to enjoy the moment and post later. But I posted some things while I was there, and I had people telling me, "Okay, Wendy, you need to have this popcorn. Okay, Wendy, you need to have this hot dog." And guess what? I did. We went, okay, let's have this popcorn. We went and had the famous popcorn. And then we went to have the hot dog. And I told them, I remember telling my friend, Stephanie, I had the hot dog. It's amazing. And she was so happy that I right away followed her advices and went and had the hot dog. So it's either you want it or not, you're building a relationship with your followers. That's why I always call them my beautiful people. Whenever I speak with them, Spanish, English, or Arabic, I always tell them that they are my beautiful people because I work for them and they work for me. I mean, it's like an amazing relationship.
I think it's a great mindset to have, that it is a relationship, and it's a back and forth. If you're providing really good content, you're going to bring fans that really like what you have to offer, and it's not this kind of like grabbing for numbers. It's just putting out stuff that you believe in for people that believe in what you're doing as well, and that can be a great relationship between all parties.
Definitely. And that's how every job should be. You should do what it makes you happy, because you don't feel it as work. And I invest a lot of time and money and hard work on your Healthful Foodie, but I do it with pleasure and with all my heart because it's something that I like. Yep. So that's how you enjoy it.
And when you start to continue to grow and work with bigger and bigger brands, like, it's one thing to go to like Bob's Red Mill and say, I have 10,000 followers and this amount of page views, and you should do a post with me because of that. It's very different to walk in and say, well, half of my fans are really into, oatmeal because of this situation. And so I think they'd be really interested because you have great oatmeal, and we've had conversations with it before on social media, you're their favorite. And so I'd like to do a post about yours. Like, that type of information to them goes beyond demographics and really just speaks to the type of people that they're trying to reach. And you could have 1/10 as many people as another brand, but because you have the right people, then people that trust you and engage with you, then you can do that type of content, for a bigger brand than you might be able to otherwise.
Exactly. That's how it is.
So do you have any tips for bloggers that are interested in getting started on Instagram that, have been posting on there, but they're not getting quite as much engagement or interaction as they would like?
Yes. Well, I have million of tips, but one of them is, first of all, be patient. That's how you start. Be consistent. Okay. Nowadays, it's hard to be able to post every day because sometimes you are not able to create that content, but be consistent. Between 3 to 5 posts at least a week. Don't overdo it. Don't overpost. Don't post too many hashtags. Put yourself in the shoes of your viewers, of your audience, and imagine that you are watching this. You don't want to go through your feed and see, again. You want to also something original. But you also don't want to do it once a week only, because then they forget about you, And the hashtags are very important, but don't overdo it. Don't use the same. I'm telling you, there are a million of tips. Don't use the same. And first and foremost, your Instagram should be a business one. So it has to be open and public and not private. Very important. And another advice, please, please, please never, never, never accept any offer of and invest any money on either getting followers or likes or any of that, because that's a money that you're wasting to the garbage. First of all, it's fake and no one likes anything fake. And at the end of the day, you will know what's the truth, who are the true followers of this blogger and who are not. And then that's not good for your image when you present yourself to a brand. Boosting a post, I think it's a great idea when you're working with a big brand and you want your post to, to reach out to more people, and then you have like something to show that brand, like, look what I did, and look, these are the numbers and the people that follow me and notice your brand. That'll be good. That's a good investment, but definitely not buying followers.
How do you find hashtags that you feel comfortable with and that are a good mix of broad enough but also specific enough?
Well, I always put 2 or 3 hashtags. They're always there on my post, which are my name, Your Helpful Foodie, and then if it's something in Miami, Your Helpful Foodie in Miami, or Your Helpful Foodie in Canada, depending on. And then I'll take it from there. And each time I try to post something different. If it's food related, I do hashtag and write the word food, and they will give me the options. So I pick from there. I don't always pick the ones that had too many followers. So I alternate the ones that have too much and too little, a little bit of everything, because sometimes the ones that have too many followers, they will go like with the rest. And sometimes maybe my post is not going to be short. So it's a little bit of everything, a balance, because remember, I'm a blogger, like all of you here listening to this we are one competing against the algorithms of Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, and I mean, they're big people, and we're just kids doing this. So it's trying to find the balance in order to understand the algorithms, even though I don't think we will ever understand them.
They are difficult to kind of fight against. And, I think what you're saying about putting out quality content for your fans and for the people that you have is the quickest and surest way to, regardless of what the algorithm does, continue to reach people and bring in more people, because you're creating great content for people that want to read that type of content.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your expertise. I learned a lot, and I'm sure all my listeners will as well. I appreciate you coming on.
No, thank you for having me, and I'm glad you did learn. And please let me know whenever you have any question. I'm here to help you. I'm your helpful foodie.
So you could contact her with more questions at yourhelpfulfoodie.com, and I will put links to all of the social media if you want to DM her. If you don't want to figure out the form, you can do that as well. And it'll all be in the show notes, so you can get a hold of her and barrage her with questions about giveaways and Facebook and Instagram and everything else.
Yes, please feel free to do so, because for me, it's a pleasure.
But this has been Makin Bacon, all about helping you serve your fans, grow your income, and get the most out of your blog. Till next time, I'm Jason Logston. If you're interested in working more with brands, there's a lot of things you can do to set yourself up for success. This video is going to walk you through what a lot of them are to make sure you can get the type of work that you're looking for.